the Haifa port. And those are the Haifa gardens. Hey people, welcome back to video number 4 of my Israel tour experience. And for those who may just be joining us for the first time, my name is Nate. Now, before moving on, I'm going to ask you now, hit the like button and maybe subscribe. Why? Well, it's not about, we all know you can make money with YouTube, but that's not my focus at the moment. My focus, as far as that is concerned, that's next year or the year after. I want you to hit that like button so that I can get a feeling for, how my content is being accepted and to see in which direction I can go. And it helps me to bring better content for you, my viewers. So, this video is about 3 areas this time. I just was in 3 different areas and I just put it all together in this video. Tried to cut it as good as possible. As an amateur 63-year-old podcaster or video content creator. And the first place that I visited, the first part of this video will be in the town or city Haifa. Haifa is in the northern part of Israel, up above Tel Aviv. I'd just like to say, if the video, my introduction, I always have an introduction on my videos. If it's too long for you, you can just fast forward until you come to the spot where I've made my experience, my tour. The first stop was the famous cave of Elijah the prophet. Most of us have heard of him. Haifa is the 3rd largest city in Israel, and it's with about 290,000 inhabitants, located on Mount Carmel, which is a major port. And it is the second holiest city of the Baha'i faith. Now, there's a reason why I start with this city first, but the Baha'i, I don't know, many of you know about the Baha'i. I'll give you some information about that further on in the clip. But they're located on the same mountain, the cave of Elijah from thousands of years ago, and this Baha'i faith, which was in recent times of 1800 something. This area of Haifa has played a major role in history then, and as you will see later, I think it's my opinion that it still plays an important role today. Haifa was in the ancient times belonging to the Northern Kingdom, and the queen of that time was a woman by the name of Jezebel. Jezebel was from the ancient Phoenician city, and for those of you who haven't heard of Phoenicia or would like to know where it would be located today, that is the region which is connected a little bit of Lebanon and Syria together. Now, she was married to a king. You've heard of him. His name was Ahab, Ahab. And he was, I think, the 7th king of the northern kingdom, because the kingdom split apart. After Solomon, his son, the 10 tribes went north, as I mentioned in another video clip. Now, Jezebel, just like many people of the past, have brought their own beliefs, and she was in the belief of a very dark energy or energetic religion. Back then, it was also one of the major religions. Just look it up in history. I love history because what was the past is still part of today. Anyway, and it was all about dark fertility rituals, and human sacrifices, especially, unfortunately, children. And this worship, like I said, or maybe I didn't mention, I have to remember, was the worship of Baal, as they would say in America, but the real pronunciation is Baal. That's that funny looking, so like a type of bodily form at the bottom with a bull's head. There's a lot behind that. She had influence over Ahab, like a lot of women do over men. And she was came to a point she was pushing her agenda, of course, and just like you have today, you hear the term fake news. Well, back then there was also a lot of fake news. It just wasn't called CNN or other news stations. Back then, the news tellers of what would happen in the future or what is happening now, whatever messages came through, which we know as prophets. They were your news reporters back then. And these prophets were, they got paid. Just like you have people in different religious institutions today, they're also getting paid. Anyway, so these prophets were just passing the fake news to the people, and the game is similar as today in the Western society, and this fake news of the Baal and everything associated kept everybody in like a dark high. Today, you had then those that were on the one side that were for the darkness, and then you had others that were for the light, that were for good, positive things. And one of the warriors back then, his name was Eliyahu. And this you'll read in all the major Bibles, Qurans, Torah, all of the scriptures. You'll hear about Elijah, his battle with 450 fake news prophets on the top of this mountain. The cave, he was at the bottom of the cave where he had to hide out. A lot of prophets had to hide out because Jezebel was just executing them. Just like, when you get Facebook today, you get cut off if you say the wrong thing which doesn't fit the agenda. Well, that's how it was then, but you just didn't get, what's that term they use? I'm sorry, get shut down, whatever, canceled, or you were canceled in another way. Yeah, so there was a big spiritual fight on the top of this mountain. Sometimes today you would ask, why would people go through all this as far as forcing their ideologies or whatever beliefs on people? It's all about control. Just like today, it's all about control. Put some type of fakeness in front, if it's a religion, if it's some new trend or whatever, to sway the people in another direction. And to think about it, look it up in the history books. Forget religion, just look up in the history books about the people, how the Phoenicians back then, how they worshipped the deities. Part of their worship was to take little babies and basically offer them up in hot ovens. And I don't want to say too much here on YouTube because I don't know if I'll get canceled. But I see in a lot of cases where children are being used or offered up without, their parents are letting them go through different types of operations and other things, which it's very sick. Or the little children in kindergarten are being influenced or confronted with things which is really immoral and just doesn't fit. It's not necessary for them to make these type of immoral experiences. But just like before and today, there is a God, there is a superpower running the show, and since the beginning of time. Now, it's very, very hard for many people to accept this because this superpower is not to be seen with a naked eye. And as I said, Haifa, this mountain, Mount Carmel, you can also buy wine from Mount Carmel, but on the top of the mountain is where the big battle was. You can read history books or religious books. And as I mentioned, it's also the headquarters of the Baha'i religion. When we get to that part, before that part, I'll give you a little input on that as well. So enjoy the clip. Hello, people. Now, today we're in the port city of Haifa, and it's up north. I'll show you a little bit, give you a little bit of surroundings here when we get to the top. There's here in Haifa a few spots, historical spots, and really from the Bible also. If it's your Quran or in the New Testament and in the Torah, there's much talk about this mountain here. Got something to tell you when we get up top, so enjoy. So, I finally made it up. Let me just go down a little bit, hold on. Switch the camera. So just to give you a little bit of an explanation, that is the port of Haifa. It's the one side. Of course, everyone who knows a little bit about geography, this is the Mediterranean. And further north is Lebanon. So here where I'm at now, the history is over thousands of years ago. I'm sure everyone heard of Elijah the prophet, and there was a battle with Elijah and 200 other, how do you say, fake news prophets. And Jezebel, I'm sure everyone heard of Jezebel. Well, he had a battle with them. Here, if you look up, this is a building now, but this is of course built up. Over top here, it was a contest of who can have the power with the Creator. And of course, as we know, if anyone knows something about history, it was Elijah the prophet. So when he hid out, he came here in this cave. This is where Elijah the prophet hung out. Oh, you should smell in here. It's beautiful. It smells very, very good in here. It is, wow. Oh, it's the lady side. Wow. You see here? Wow. It's really something else in here. So peaceful. And the smell, oh, it's a sweet smell, I'm telling you. Very sweet smell. Wow, wow, wow. People coming here to pray from all over the world. Different countries. Dark, light people. And there's no thing of prejudice up in here. It's all the spirit and the soul. A video. What's your name again?
Shetu.
My man Shetu. He's from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is old. If you know Solomon and Queen of Sheba. That's where this man is from, people. Yes. So, coming out of this wonderful building, you won't believe what you will see. You go down, and then there's goodies here, which is free, you could take, and it's clean, and people are very, careful that they're not greedy to take everything. Excuse me? You know what? That's a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Toda. So that was the first part with the cave. Like I said, this area, the Carmel Mountains, there's a nature reserve there. There's the port areas to see, but I was more interested on the history of the cave. And now we're, let's say, coming over to, by chance, I happened to roll up on this area, which is also on the mountain. That is the Baha'i World Center. Just as information, You know, if you look at pictures, I'm going to show you shortly, there's pictures of the Baha'i gardens, beautiful gardens. It's on the mountain and it goes down, I think, 18 flights. And when you look at the mountain from the direction of the port, you see all the terraces in the garden, but in that mountain, there's buildings. There's a building, there's different rooms and different halls. Buried there is one of their messengers. The Baha'i, I found out later, no Israeli is allowed to join the religion, and no Jews. It's the only religion or faith that I heard that another faith, someone coming from that faith, is not allowed to join. There's something behind that as well. Anyway, and as far as I know, they're not under the jurisdiction of the Israeli government either. Now, why, and if that's true, leave it up to you if you want to check it out. Anyway, this just, for me, it was very mysterious. Alone, just riding up, you go all the way up, almost to the top of the mountain, and their area is like high security almost. There's no parking. And I kind of like snuck up in there. So this is the pamphlet of the Baha'i World Center. Baha'i World Center? What's that all about? So the Baha'i World Center. It says here, welcome to the atmosphere of the Baha'i shrines, terraces. Oh, sorry, I have to hold it right. Opened up in 2001. And the Baha'i says here, the Baha'i faith is the most recent of the world's religions since its birth in 1844 and has become the world's second most widespread religion as reported by both the Encyclopedia Britannica. So let me come to the front. He's originally from Iran, Persia, and they wanted to kill him back in the day because, you know, this is when that wasn't accepted, this new type of faith. And so he came over to Israel, and this was in the time of the Ottomans. They had rule, so he was pretty much held down in prison in Accra. And then he got free movement after 9 years. It says here, he laid down some principles, laws, and institutions for I'll show you afterwards, a world civilization, which include abandonment from all forms of prejudice is good, full equality between sexes, okay. And then it goes down here, establishment of a world federal system. Right here. Okay, sounds to me like a one world government. This one last part. It says here, administrative areas not open to the public. Seat of the Universal House of Justice. That's this place here. See the form of the building and everything? Reminds you of something. Anyway, this building serves as the seat of the international governing body. Governing body of the worldwide Baha'i community of the Universal House of Justice. You see, I do a lot of reading, and there's so much more still to read. But just like you have a crime that's committed, and you have a point in the FBI or whatever organization, they have a point, and from there they have the lines going here, here, and everywhere. And that's what I do when I read history. I read about different religions and things like that. So the reason why I'm on this Baha'i right now situation where it's located, because it's in a country that has nothing to do with their religion at all, and they're so secretive, okay? Very. So I don't want to sound like, first of all, a conspiracy theorist, but I just want to let you know, we all heard of a man, his name was Nimrod, okay? And whether you believe he was true or not, that's on you. But there was a man, Nimrod, and his objective was to control humanity. And Do you see anything different today? Whether it's in Germany, France, the European Union, China, Russia, America, even in Israel, there are elected officials in the government who their objective or the reason for them to be there is to take care of their civilians, to make sure they have a safe environment, a place to stay, and employment, and all the good things just to live life. But a lot of people, majority of them in our world today want, just like Nimrod, this control. Control this, control what you see, control what you hear, control what you say, control what you do. And I saw some similarities, and I researched a little further and saw that Baha'i is also associated in many areas of the United Nations. I'll enjoy this small little clip from the area of Baha'i, the Baha'i Gardens. Very beautiful place, but very mysterious. Remember what I said in the beginning? Underneath the ground, there are holes and passageways and crazy stuff. Dark, there's very, very dark stuff going on in there. So, got another spot for you guys here in Haifa. How should I explain? Well, I'm all the way up top, basically, of the mountain. And this place in Haifa is called the Baha'i Gardens, okay? Now, the Baha'i, they are a group of people which is a little bit mysterious, I'll put it like this. The Baha'i are, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I guess everybody knows a little bit about one world order and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, let me show you something here real quick. The Rosen Garden and the Lewis Promenade are sites which you can see, which has a beautiful garden. It all belongs to the Baha'i, this group. And the Baha'i are basically an elite group. Now, we're getting ready to go by. No one really can come in here. I'm gonna just show you, give an example as I walk by. This is all blocked off. This isn't, they're not, can you walk through? They're not Jewish. Wow, this is wonderful. So, hi. Is this where the garden goes down, huh?
It's a viewpoint. It's
a viewpoint. Excuse me?
2 levels.
Okay. What's it cost to go in? It's free. And you could just go in.
After the check, yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me cut my okay. Beautiful fountain here. Wow. Does this open up or you cannot go in here, huh? Ah, you cannot go in here. Okay. I thought I could get lucky. Oh, this is, wow. This is okay. You're not allowed to go down here. There's a gate here, but you can't go in. But you can look down. Wow. So, something to see. It's free. There's no entrance to get in, and it's a nice sight. But as I said, there is a big conspiracy theory about this area, and we all heard about the New World Order. Do I need to say much more? Well, that's something pretty real. So guys, the last part of the film, my last stop was back over to Har Gerizim, and the mountain of blessing. And across from there, there's a mountain range called Itamar, in the town Itamar, and that goes up into where you can see the three rivers, or one river and two seas. And what's so important and what I like about this area is that the ancient Israelites traveled through this area, as I mentioned in my other videos, and made their way over into the land. Now, this weekend coming up, there's a holiday called Passover, Pesach in Hebrew. Now, what's important about it is it's a significant holiday which the whole world actually should think about. It's about freedom. Freedom from naturally physical slavery and mental slavery. The people were under a mental stress minds. To give you a perfect example, we had Corona a couple years ago, and people were, confused and had to wear the masks and had to keep a certain distance. They knew how to control the public. They scared the public, and now the people are a little bit free to move in society. Anyway, the founders of the faith of Judaism, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the I call them biblical heroes, Aaron, Moses, and Joshua. These people, especially Abraham, he was a man of kindness and love. And that's what we have to clean up. We have to clean up our minds and our hearts. And especially I do know a few teachers, rabbis, and I think a lot will agree. There's too much division between the different traditions. You have the Sephardic tradition, the Ashkenazic tradition, Taimani tradition. There is a unity, but there's also a separation. So when they learn to come together, then their groups will come together, then the whole world will come together. And then maybe we can experience this greatness. So enjoy the clip and take care. So we have here, we're on the top of the mountain of blessing. There's two parts. There's another part of this mountain is here, as you see here. But we're at where it's really the highest point, okay? And he's gonna give me a quick information about how we can see the ancient city of Shechem. So, and if we all look here, you're already seeing Shechem. They call it today, in modern times, Nablus, right? So guys, I picked the perfect time to shoot this because the sun is wonderful. That's the one point. Take a look at that. Wow, look at that background. The other point is, I told you I was on the mountain of blessing. This is the day, the scene for the mountain of blessing and the mountain of curses. A little bit of history for everyone. Now, close to 4,000 years ago, in history, ancient history of this country, of the people of this country, the Israelites, everyone's heard of Moses, everyone has heard of Abraham and Isaac, and all of your people from the ancient times, okay? Like I said, I decided to come up here because this spot here is fantastic. Let me just flip this around. Hold on, let me see if I can do this 1 second. All right. Look at this. Ah, is this wonderful? Look at that. Here, close to 4,000 years ago, the Israelites walked down this valley. That one is the mountain of blessing, and that one is the mountain of curse. And right between the both of them, let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. right there, the town here, that is as I said before, Nablus. First of all, when you talk about the blessing and the curse, the question is for what? Should be self-explanatory for things that are done, people that do good things, do bad things, and you have certain guidelines to live by. You don't follow the guidelines, then you've chosen the right side, the mountain of curse. You do the good stuff, you get the left side. A great guy, hold on. He's a soldier, he protects, a protector of Israel.
Special protector, special guard.
Yeah, special guard. What's your name?
Meir.
Meir.
Meir, yes. Meir is the...
Meir.
Meir in Hebrew is the light, shining.
Ah,
Shining.
I thought that was near.
Huh? Near is also a... Near is a field.
Okay.
And Meir is shining.
Shining. Yes. Natan.
Nice one, mate.
You as well.
Okay, keep going.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Very nice, man. And I got some good input. And let's go over here. Oh, this here, as I said, is a very old historical spot. A historical spot, sorry. The river, that's the Jabbok River. It seems so small if you go on the map. And you see how red those mountains are? That's Jordan, baby. They're right next to Jordan. And yes, that's going south, and the mountains here are a reddish color. If you look in the Bible, you'll see it talks about Edom, okay? And this is what you would say the land of Edom is here, okay? The old, which is Jordan today, okay? I figured that's why I was coming, and this is my great friend. He's the man here helping the children with their personalities. He fixes everything here. This is my brother since 30 years. My brother from another mother. Okay, shalom, brother.
Hello. People, now, this is also this is my brother. His name is Stefania. Okay, look in the Bible, you will see whether you're Christian, Jewish, whatever, just look in the Bible. This beautiful soul here, he takes care of the children, he's a wonderful cook. I recommend this food, it's great here. And it's a good friend, Stefania. And we're having a good time. He takes care of the children, they love him, they respect him. Now you're meeting some good people in Israel.
I'm going in, it's cold. But this is nice, go, hey, fishies. So, try to get down here a little bit to my, at least around the knees. As you can see, oh yes, you got it? Mountain water, thousands of years. And now I'm getting my 1,000-year wellness, holiness wellness. Okay, now that was real wellness. It's cold when you first go in, but once you're in, as you know, it's like anything else, cold water, you get used to it. And this is a towel that's just there for everybody. Everybody can put their cheese on the towel. Wow, this feels really good. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I feel holy, but I feel good.
crazy, huh? Really crazy. Are you enjoying the ride, y'all? Wow, hold up. Sun's going down.